example 6, we will look at subtracting positive integers. So for our first problem, we have 10 minus 25. For 10 minus 25, we are going to use our rule for subtraction, which is to rewrite this as adding the opposite. So the first integer stays the same. That's going to stay 10. Minus, we change it to plus, and because it's adding the opposite of 25 is a negative 25. Now that we've flipped it to adding the opposite, we know our addition rules. So when we add with different signs here, we're actually going to subtract. So we would subtract 25 minus 10, which gives us 15. The 25 has the greater absolute value, and that was negative, so our answer here would be a negative 15. So we could say that 10 minus 25 equals a negative 15. We could also show this on a number line. We could show subtraction on a number line as well. So I'm going to create a number line here, and the number line is going to go from 10 on the positive side and we'll go back to 15 on the negative side. So when you subtract, so we know a positive, first of all, a positive would mean you go right. So our first integer being positive means that I would go right 10 spaces to bring me to 10. When you subtract a positive, you're going to go left. When you subtract a positive, you will go left. So from 10, I'm going to go back 25. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 puts me to this spot right here. That will put us at a negative 15. The other way that we could show this on a number line, we could just start at the 10 and then go back 15. So when you subtract a positive, you move left on a number line. For our next example, we're going to deal with a real-world scenario problem. And in this problem, it says that there is a diver that went 24 feet below the surface of the ocean. So to represent 24 feet below the surface of the ocean, we could write that as a negative 24. And then 47 feet farther down. So because we're working with subtraction here, we're going to write this as minus 47. We're going to take away 47. Now, if this was last section, we could also write this as addition. And if we wrote this as addition, we would have a negative 24, and then we would say it's plus, and then that 47 would be negative because it went farther down. But what we notice here is these are the same problems. Negative 24 minus 47, that's what this problem is showing. To solve it, we have to rewrite it as adding the opposite, which is what we just did here by adding. Negative 24 stayed, minus became plus, and a positive 47 became a negative 47. So that is how we could find the diver's new position relative to sea level. So he was here at 24, he went down 47. We want to know what that new depth is. To find the new depth now, we would add the two negatives together because it's adding with same signs. 20 and 40 gives us 60. 4 and 7 gives us 11. So that is 71. Both are negative. So that would be a negative 71. And then to finish the problem, we would answer it in a sentence form. It says relative to the surface, so we're going to have to use that surface in this. So we would say the diver's new position is 71 feet below the surface.